Global warming and climate change essay example. Global warming isn't a prediction. It is happening. James Hansen. Climate change is a phenomenon in which Earth's average surface temperature gradually increases due to the buildup of greenhouse gases, predominantly carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. This is an issue that needs to be collectively addressed, or humans could miss the opportunity of a tipping point. Earth is quickly approaching a mark where even planting more trees would not save this planet. Without the natural greenhouse effect, Earth would not be able to support the magnificent large diversity of life it currently supports. However, the enhanced greenhouse effect is something which contributors must be aware of. It is easy to become oblivious to agricultural effects on Earth and to look past the semi-permanent damage it causes. It is normal for the Earth's temperature to fluctuate. However, in the last century alone the planet's temperature has risen unusually fast. Although many do not believe it, scientists have proven that algaculture activities are largely to blame for climate change. Farmers must thoroughly investigate how their contribution leads to the actuality of climate change, how it impacts them, and lastly what can be done to deal with this going forward. The greenhouse effect is a natural process that occurs when gases in the Earth's atmosphere trap the sun's heat. Although it is a natural process, algaculture activities such as burning fossil fuels, farming has increased the concentrations of greenhouse gases. According to Canadian scientific reports, farmers also utilize nitrous oxide through their use of synthetic fertilizers. In the research that has been done by the Government of Canada reveals that to produce bioenergy can help partly replace fossil fuels, and using agricultural waste to generate energy are additional examples of ways to reduce GHG emissions. This shows that maximizing energy efficiency and shifting away from fossil fuels are important steps that farmers can take to reduce their effect on climate change. This can also include on-farm renewable energy production such as solar panels and wind turbines to reduce energy use. The agriculture is continuing to damage the earth by consuming the most water as well. The data scientist Tariq Okar mentions that in most regions of the world, over 70% of fresh water is used for agriculture. To alleviate this problem, farmers can build ponds to capture and store rainfall for use throughout the year. Aside from farmers building ponds, there are many ways of water conservation practices, such as planting a buffer of trees and bushes along streams and rivers to prevent erosion and contamination from crop runoff. Smart water management is also another technique that farmers can use to deliver their water to their crops. To avoid under or overwatering their crops, farmers can carefully monitor the weather forecast, as well as soil and plant moisture, and adapt their irrigation schedule to the current conditions. Furthermore, it is imperative that farmers should be aware of how to utilize their energy use. In addition, the forests act as carbon sinks by absorbing carbon dioxide, hence deforestation contributes to the massing CO2 levels. An alarming 1/5 of greenhouse gas pollution directly comes from forestation. In terms of climate change, cutting trees both adds carbon dioxide to the air and removes the ability to absorb existing carbon dioxide. Trees have a lot of benefits on farms. They can act as windbreaks, reducing soil erosion, enrich the soil, filter water, which can result in higher water quality. They create habitat for wildlife and wildlife corridors. They suck up and store greenhouse gases, and the list goes on. Based on Wageningen and university research, agriculture is estimated to be the direct driver for around 80% of deforestation worldwide. This is evident that conversion from forest to cropland produces a significant amount of greenhouse gas emission. Planting trees instead of cutting them is a contributor to alleviate climate change. Recently, an engineer has discovered a technology where they use recycled cell phones to monitor chainsaws. In the article "Your Old Cell Phone Can Help Save the Rainforest" by Christina Nunez, the author mentions how Taffer White, who is an engineer and has developed a system which can detect illegal logging and send message to authorities who can determine if it's illegal and then stop it. Moreover, In Tanzania, people have planted thousands of trees to fight against climate change. In the article, "This island was on the brink of disaster," Sarah Gibbons, the author, mentions more than 2 million trees have been planted there, and on Kokoda, "This island was on the brink of